Brace for impact. 35,000 feet above the Atlantic Ocean, the world was a sealed capsule of recycled air and humming engines. Daniel Reyes sat in seat 27D, clutching a dog-eared copy of The Art of War he hadn't actually read beyond the first few chapters. The plane, Flight 881, was a sleek prototype, the first international commercial aircraft equipped with Skylock, an experimental semi-automated cockpit defense system. It was supposed to be foolproof, supposed to make Daniel's job obsolete. He shifted uneasily in his seat, adjusting the holster hidden under his jacket. After what happened last time, the screams, the gunshots, the flash of steel, he'd nearly quit. But here he was again, sky high, waiting, watching, praying there wouldn't be a reason to act. The hijackers struck just past 3 a.m. First came the sudden jolt, a turbulence that wasn't normal. Then the cabin light snapped from soft amber to harsh white. Daniel stood instantly, hand on his concealed weapon, scanning. Two men in black jackets and cargo pants pushed up the aisles from the back. Another, taller, more deliberate, strode toward the cockpit. Panic rippled through the passengers. A low, confused murmur. The tall man, Marcus Venn, grabbed the intercom. "This aircraft is under our control. Stay seated, stay silent, follow instructions, and you will live." A cold, flat voice. No shouting, no theatrics. Professional, dangerous. Daniel's training screamed, "Wait for an opening, wait for a weakness." But then a woman screamed as one hijacker yanked her from her seat. Daniel moved, fast, too fast. He tackled the nearest hijacker, gun drawn, but the second was faster. A vicious blow smashed into Daniel's side, sending the weapon skittering down the aisle. Pain flared through his ribs. Passengers gasped. Someone sobbed. The hijackers dragged Daniel upright and beat him once, twice for good measure. Then Marcus Venn stepped close, peering into Daniel's dazed face. "You're the Marshal," he said softly. "Good. Saves us the trouble of looking." He turned and barked an order. Plastic cuffs tightened around Daniel's wrists. The hijackers shoved him into a seat in the rear, posting a guard nearby with a stun baton. Around him, the passengers stared, eyes wide with terror, helpless like last time. Daniel bit down on a curse, tasting blood. "I blew it. Again." They kept him there for hours. Marcus moved through the cabin with predatory calm, checking the experimental systems. Skylock had already failed. Somehow they had jammed it. They were flying blind now, manual controls only. The plan, Daniel realized grimly, was brilliant. Take over a high-tech plane designed to be hijack-proof. Prove it could be done. Demand global ransom before the world woke up. The cockpit door, usually sealed by automated locks, stood ajar. Taunting. A soft whisper made him glance up. Beside him, crouched low between seats, was Lena Park, a flight attendant. Petite, sharp-eyed, face pale but steady. "Listen," she whispered, slipping a tiny box cutter into his palm. "They missed this in my apron." Daniel curled his fingers around it, feeling the weight of hope. "We have to disrupt their comms. Lena said, voice trembling but firm. "They're relays in the lower cargo hold." Daniel hesitated. He had failed to protect them once. Could he really risk more lives? Lena touched his arm, grounding him. "No matter what happens," she whispered, "we land this plane." Something inside him, a long atrophied nerve, twitched back to life. He nodded. Their move had to be perfect. At the next turbulence bump, real this time, Lena stumbled deliberately, accidentally spilling drinks across the guard. While the man cursed and wiped his jacket, Daniel used the box cutter to slice his cuffs. Then he was up, fast and brutal. A quick jab to the throat, a wrenching twist of the stun baton. The hijacker collapsed without a sound. Daniel grabbed Lena's hand and pulled her into the service hatch leading downward. The cargo hold was a different world, freezing cold, dimly lit, rows of tightly strapped luggage vibrating with engine hum. A head blinking on a panel near the avionics crate was the hijacker's relay jammer. Daniel crept forward, Lena covering him with the stolen baton. He knelt, examining the device. Simple EMP design. If he overloaded it, the cockpit's emergency beacon would reactivate, sending an SOS to Atlantic Control. His fingers danced over the crude circuit board. Sweat froze on his skin. He heard footsteps above, heavy, rushed. They knew. With a final twist, he shorted the jammer. Sparks flared, a sharp metallic pop. And the panel went dark. Alarms immediately shrieked overhead, red emergency lights flooding the cabin. They had minutes at best. Marcus himself dropped into the hold, gun drawn. "You think you're heroes," he sneered. Daniel threw himself sideways as a shot cracked off a crate, shattering a supply bin. The fight was desperate, hand to hand in a narrow, claustrophobic maze of luggage and steel beams. Marcus was strong, brutally efficient. A man who had flown planes, fought wars, and now saw human lives as bargaining chips. But Daniel wasn't the man who had frozen last time. He fought through pain, through terror, through memory. Every punch was a choice. Every block was redemption. Finally, with a savage heave, Daniel slammed Marcus against a bulkhead. The gun clattered across the deck. Daniel kicked it away, breathing ragged. Marcus lunged again, but Daniel caught him mid-sprint, slamming the stun baton into his gut. The hijacker crumpled. Overhead, Lena's voice crackled through the emergency system. "Brace for landing." The autopilot was failing. They were going down. Daniel half-dragged, half-carried Marcus back to the main cabin. The plane shook violently, nose tipping downward. Oxygen masks dropped from the ceilings. Screams filled the air. Daniel strapped Marcus into a seat, rougher than necessary, then collapsed into one himself. Beside him, Lena clutched his hand, knuckles white. They locked eyes. "No matter what happens, we land this plane." He squeezed her hand back. The ocean loomed ahead, an endless black sheet. The plane hit the water like a skipping stone. Metal screamed, windows burst, luggage hurtled through the aisles. Darkness swallowed everything. When Daniel woke, sunlight seared his eyes. He lay on a raft, bruised, bloodied, alive. The Coast Guard ship loomed nearby. Survivors huddled under blankets. Lena was there, kneeling beside him. "You did it," she whispered, tears slipping free. Daniel closed his eyes, feeling the sun on his battered skin. For the first time in years, the crushing weight of guilt lifted slightly. He hadn't saved everyone, but he had acted. And sometimes courage wasn't about being fearless. It was standing up when fear had every right to knock you down.